Hey, what is up, everybody, and welcome to another discussion stream. Today we will be discussing games again.
Again.
Yes, again. We are going to be joined by, starting from the top to the bottom, Katic Karthik, who was in the last one.
Hey everybody. Um I guess happy 420 to those who celebrate.
We are joined by IQ2711.
Yeah.
We are also joined by Spaghetti Yeti.
Hey!
And we are joined by Games on Deck, Straxwell.
Rip.
We will be discussing games in the state they are in today, and maybe the discussion will go other places, down other rabbit holes. So,
Just never know.
yeah. But that's
It
just
could be a
how
boat.
this is how these discussion streams work. They just go. Just go. So, let's go ahead and let's discuss some of these remasters that have been coming out. We had Battlefront remasters come out from both games. We had Tomb Raider just recently came out. They just remastered a lot of their games. Of course, I'm playing one of the remasters, Jurassic Park for Sega Genesis on the PC. But there's other ones too. There's a Game Boy one on there, an SNES one, a whole bunch. What else? Any other remasters? Resident Evils had remasters, a bunch of them.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Which has been on a rash of just remakes and like remasters and stuff of old games. So, what does everybody here think of these remasters? Do you think it's like just full on cash grab that they shouldn't do it, or you're glad you're finally seeing these games brought to where you can play them and newcomers, the younger generations can play them and whatnot? How just let me know what your feelings on all this stuff is. So.
Yeah, I think it is a cash grab, but I mean, these companies have to make money, so why not cash in on nostalgia?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah,
I have
nostalgia
a
is
yeah, that's a huge thing to take advantage of. Like our generation, we grew up on these like just PS1 games, old Sega Genesis games. Why not like remake them for
Yeah,
like but for like the newer generations too, so they can enjoy them.
yeah, yeah.
It's also easier to play too. It's hard to go buy a PS1 right now and play Crash Bandicoot 1.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
because look, how much do they charge if you just go buy a newly refurbished console from back in the day?
Yep.
PS1 probably what, about $100 right there, 120, give or
Yep.
take. Probably even
It's
more than
cheaper to
that.
buy a new game.
Yeah,
probably more than that.
Yep.
yeah. It's but you could go to different stores and you'll find all this stuff. But you're getting these games on here. I noticed with the Battlefront Classic Collection, whenever that came out, a lot of people were like, "This thing is too steep a price for $30." You're getting $2 or $2, two games on it. But if you actually look at the actual price on Steam for them, they're around the actual price. That's around the actual price of what they charge on like Steam and stuff, which is still ridiculous for a game that came out 20 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but the disappointment in what it has come out for, like just the backlash that it got because this game was old. You should have been able to remaster this game to look at least a little bit better, and the multiplayer should have worked right off the bat. It's pretty much these remasters are all they are that I've ever seen are emulators. I don't know if anybody else agrees, but that's pretty much what they did. They just emulated the game, put it on a disc, and there you go. They try to remaster some of the multiplayer aspects to it, but it
Yeah.
just didn't work. And
I
my
I
one,
I had that unfortunately happen to me. I bought um the whole if anybody played the Jack and Daxter series, they put that on the PS4. I think it's on the PS5 too, but when I got to Jack 2, you could really tell it was like emulated because certain parts of the map it would just start like to stutter, and I was just like, "What the crap?"
Yeah. Oh,
I paid money for this, and you guys just emulated it.
Yeah, like whenever I first played Jurassic Park, the classic one, I noticed that it was going in slow motion. So I'd look up. I couldn't find anything on how to get rid of this slow motion. Well, it had to do something with the. I was using my TV screen because on my main monitor that I use is my TV screen. So I thought, what is it? Like, is there any way for me to speed this up? It reminded me of an emulator. But it was because I had it on a bigger screen. Once I moved it over to my smaller screen, it actually started running perfectly. I'm like, really? So I was going to try to do it early in the morning that day to try to do like a nice little morning retro gaming style play. And it was just slow motion. So luckily I was able to test that out before I even announced that I was going live. So it was just I'm like, oh man, I really wanted to play this for them because I know I was really bad at some of the gameplay, and I can't wait to show them this game. And well, I'm glad I actually was able to show. And now look, it's got some good views to it, and I'm happy about it. And it's just these remasters that come out. It's like I wish that they were able to adjust that kind of stuff to whenever you're trying to play a game. Like I want to play on a big screen, or I want to play on a little screen. So what if some people don't have these big screens, or sorry, these games that are just only on their TV screens? They don't want to go out and buy a monitor. So if you play on a big screen like I do, then you're playing on a very slow version of it, and it is very noticeable. It's not that you can deal with it. It's literally like the game is literally in slow mo. So yeah, that's some of the remasters. But
So what do you think about the remasters where the game came out a few years ago and then they just remaster them randomly?
yeah, so like you're saying like they make it more like Last of Us.
Yeah,
The Last of Us,
yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
is remastered twice.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Or how about The Last of Us Part 2 was remastered?
Twice,
That was a
right?
recent one.
Twice.
No,
Yeah.
that's the first time it was
First time?
I thought it was the first time it was remastered.
Okay.
And then
Yeah, well, it only came out a few years ago too, and they're like,
Spider-Man.
"Oh, let's
Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man's a really good one because that was one of the last games that came out on PS4. That was
Yeah,
remastered.
remastered for PS5. I kind of think those are more of the money grabbers than the older ones.
Okay.
But because they made it more obvious there, I think. But
yeah, now,
buy more copies of this game.
It's really sad to me because Naughty Dog was like my favorite developer back in the day, like Crash Bandicoot, Jack and Daxter, and they just like went down the crapper. Like these.
It was like Crash Bash, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of Crash Bash, speaking of Crash Bash, I would love a remaster of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought they were.
What's that?
I thought they were.
Were they?
Yeah, I kind of remember them saying something about that.
They
With
said
their
something about-
remaster.
Oh, that would be bad.
That'd be awesome.
Actually, I'm curious. I'm gonna look at.
Didn't they remake Crash Team Racing, or was that Sonic?
I believe.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Played that one.
Yeah. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. IQ, like because him playing that online game nights and stuff. Whoo.
I wasn't making online.
Yeah. What was that one? Was it Pogo Go Go?
I remember.
Yeah, with the kangaroo.
Crash, and Crash. The one where you had to like paint the floor tiles, and whoever had the most like tiles won.
Yeah, yeah, and like not only that,
the hockey.
Not only that, what was it? You had rockets and stuff that you could shoot at them. IQ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
I like the ping pong one.
Yeah. Well, there was another one on there. The ping pong one there was a polar bear one on there too, where
you're on the ice.
Oh, you had to knock each other off the platform.
my
Remember the hockey one? Magna Ball or whatever.
My goal was to get rid of all the little wall around it, but I never could. Everybody got knocked off.
The harder maps, didn't have like the like ice wall around it. So if you like got like knocked pretty good, you're falling off unless you could like
Oh yeah.
charge back onto it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was one. There was also one, I don't know how long ago it came out, where they released all the Halos as a remaster. The
Mhm.
Master Chief Collection. When did that come out?
Master Chief. What was that?
Yeah, Master Chief.
That was
That
several
has-
years ago.
Several.
Yeah.
That
That's
was
been a while.
yeah, that was a good one to bring in. Like like they had Combat Evolved on there. I think 2 was on there, but did you see like whenever you actually play through 2 how they like completely revamped the cutscenes in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can actually switch the FPS in there as well. You could was it FPS? Not FPS. Am I thinking the right thing?
Resolution.
Yeah, like yeah, the resolution. That's what it was.
Okay.
You could switch the resolution in there as well, to where you could either play it the Halo 2 way, the original way, or you could play it where they revamped the entire cutscenes of the game. They revamped these. They didn't look bad at all because I played through that for the first time just offline, but I played through that. I'm like, holy crap, what did they do with it? Then, like, of course, they didn't do it with Halo 1. But that's where we were. That's where we really shined back in the day. But it's cool to see that new stuff that you can. It's all updated graphics, all updated, just everything in there. And me and IQ hopped in. How long? That was like a month ago or 2 months ago or something like that. We hopped into a multiplayer match.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh yeah, and peoples were still playing the game. They're still hopping in there.
There's a lot of people.
Oh yeah, a lot of.
If only we could.
Good.
If only we could figure out the custom maps again.
Oh yeah, and that's something I noticed that I wish they would have brought back the custom maps, because you could do what was it, ninja maps?
Oh, we had a blast with those.
Oh yeah, you guys were talking about that last vid too. Yeah.
Well, Halo had the best custom maps, I think, of any game series ever.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hands down.
Oh yeah.
I think even nowadays, nobody plays custom maps like they did in Halo.
Yeah, and that's pretty good, because you could do that kind of stuff on, what was that, Gary's Mod or whatever. And Gary's Mod was meant for that kind of stuff, but Halo still surpassed them with creating his maps, like Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt was crazy.
Duck Hunt.
Was that the? I want to make sure I'm not mixing this up with another game. Was that where you were across the map? Like you had a
everybody's trying to shoot you.
Yeah, and like the ducks would run across the map, and there would be like little walls or whatever.
Yeah, an obstacle course, and you had to get to the exit to get the sniper.
Yeah, so yeah, that was just like, that was the creativity of those maps, and like I wish they would have brought that in with the remasters. If they do, then if you're watching this in the future, please, like, down in the comments below after the video, or if you hop in, if I doubt you'll be able to see this right now, but if you're in here right now watching, let us know, because that'd be cool if we'd be able to get all those custom maps, because there would be so much more fun going on in Halo right now.
Oh man, yeah, Team Ninja. We had a blast with that. We used to do that double jump exploit or whatever, and you'd have to like think outside the box. We'd be looking, trying to explain. It was like escape room before escape rooms became real big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like prison escape or something.
Yeah, and like I wasn't too bad back then. I was all right. I was better at platforming back then than I am then or now.
Oh, you still suck at jumping.
I'm terrible at it. Hey, I finally mastered in Half-Life. Okay, somewhat. The crouch jump works. So yeah, that's what I mean. Like, some of these remasters that have come out, they know what really made their game, but they don't pull some of that stuff out too. Like, you got those custom maps of Halo throughout the years. You have just let's say like if they would have done actual co-op split screen way on the Battlefronts, can you imagine how much better those would have been too? Like, if you were able to, and so, because I tried remote play, and remote play is so hard, because even if you're the host, it's not so bad, but if you're the person brought in on the remote play to play it, it is the most clunky thing I've ever played, because you're literally playing it off the internet of the other person, and it's just literally just lagging, and your frames just drop. It's terrible. And sometimes if you're with somebody that has really good internet, oh yeah. But that's an example of to me, that remaster was more for the consoles than it was for PC, because it was already on PC. But the consoles didn't have access to that. So that's another thing too. You got, like, with PlayStation, how they're bringing a lot of these older games back in on the digital stores. Like, we were discussing in the last stream about Legend of Dragoon, whenever they brought it on there, with how its timing is off and whatnot. How do they not have that fixed by now? Like, how isn't there a way for them to line that up? Because you have all these big TVs, these LED TVs and whatnot.
It's not on their list.
Yeah,
They don't care.
Yeah, so it's like, what do we do at that point? Do they just come out with a remake for it?
It'd be cool to give the same treatment Square Enix gave Final Fantasy VII. That'd be pretty dope, I think.
Yeah. But, like, can you imagine how much would Legend of Dragoon
Yeah, that'd be
cost?
a lot. That would be a lot.
That is a lot of remake. Not only that, it's just moving around. So, like, Strax, you're an expert at that game. Did you play it yet on the PlayStation Store?
I have, and it doesn't quite run the same. Don't get me wrong, it's neat, it's cool and all that, but just way back then, it was so ahead of its time. I think there's just some games they just need to leave alone, and I think that's one of them. Like, if they want to remaster it and all for a modern generation, that's cool, but they're going to have to start from the ground up.
Yep.
And I'm sure production for it would be expensive, because there's a lot that went into it. You know, and it's a read game. You don't need voice actors or anything like that. But they absolutely could. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it.
Like, were there any other remasters that you can think of, Spaghetti?
Not off by heart.
Like, you were a big fan of God of War. How were those remasters whenever they brought those remasters?
The God of War 3 in particular is still probably my favorite game out of all of them. They did a really good job. Glad they brought that one back at least. Yeah. But first two, I wish they would remaster them for upgraded graphics and all that type of stuff. But yeah, 3 is where it's at, man. And it's still kind of, to me, it even beats the 2 newest ones, even though the 2 new ones are really good. But you can't beat the game anymore.
Now, did God of War make a remaster for the original games for PS4? Because I remember them coming out with a disc set or something, or it was remastered with all of them on it.
I think it was a kind of a remaster, I guess. It was, I would say, slightly remastered more than anything else to me. Other than, I just know God of War 3 had its own standalone remaster in itself. So first 2, I'm not too sure of. But like I said, my favorite one is probably the third one.
Yeah. Just starting out attacking Mount Olympus. That was the first one I played. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
It made you have to go back and see what happens.
I'm gouging out Poseidon's eyes now? What the?
We have a chatter that came out. Dan. Dead Space. Dead Space. I'm seeing here.
Oh, Dead. Yeah. Yep. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Dead Space. I don't know how to bring this up. That's stupid heart emojis right now. I don't know if it's all Dead Space.
Damn heart.
Yeah, it's a.
I think it was just the first one they remastered.
Move this up. I won't be able to. What am I thinking? But yeah, no, Dead Space, 10 out of 10 by Dan. Also, Dan, you are more than welcome to join in on this discussion too. This is an open discussion to bring people in that are in the Discord. I will be eventually adding the Discord to this. If one of the Java commanders in here want to add that, if you're in the put the Discord invite into the live chat, you can. Also, if you want to post it up, I think you can do it in the comment section too below, so that way they know it. And I think I can pin it anyway. But yeah, these remakes and stuff that have come out, it's just, my most anticipated remake was Battlefront, because I couldn't wait to play that with everybody, because it was just I remember playing the one that's out on Steam right now, and it was just trying to get a match in online. You couldn't, and you couldn't, like, trying to invite people. You're sitting there like, how do I invite people in this? You had no way of. It was really hard to invite your friends and stuff to play with. So then I saw this. I saw an easier way, but I'm still kind of going down that this was a remake for the consoles, not for PC in general, but for the consoles. The biggest mistake that they ever made in that game was not making it cross-platform. Big mistake.
Yeah.
That would have made that game sell so much. Yeah, you could have played, like, that would get rid of the whole split screen aspect, but that's whenever you really try to figure stuff out. Like, take your time. Like, I don't know if it's like a start literally from scratch to add it to where you can invite people online to play campaign on there. That'd be awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna move away from Star Wars Battlefront. I kill you. Can you think of any remasters? You're extremely quiet right now. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Say something.
Hello.
Hi. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's better. Yep.
Got it.
Yeah, no, not really. I haven't really been paying attention to the remasters
Yeah.
much. I see them come out, but they just really don't interest me all that much. More for something new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you played that for
I can think of another one. If anybody ever played any of the Shin Megami Tensei games,
no, I
they remastered the third one, Nocturne, which was probably their most popular one, I think. But it's on Steam if anybody wants to check it out. But they remastered it. They like updated all the graphics, but they kept the same compressed soundtrack, and the soundtrack on the game is really good, like probably one of my favorites. But it came out for the PS2, and the save on like disk space, they like compressed it, so it's like not as like clear, but you can still hear the music. But they still use the same compressed soundtrack in the remastered instead of like updating it. And that like pissed a lot of fans off. They're like, Atlas, the developers, they're like, Atlas, why do you like give us like the actual like soundtrack? Why did you use like the same compressed PS2 version? But I feel that was like a little lazy on their part, but whatever. The game came out in 2004, so I think it was time to like get on like the new generation of consoles. Plus, that's probably the best well-known game in the series.
Okay. Yeah, I have to check it out. What's
it's
it
on
called
Steam
again?
if anybody wants to check it out. Think of it like Pokemon, but you take your Pokemon and fuse them together to make stronger Pokemon. It's kind of that premise, but you have to like convince like the demons, monsters to join your party.
Now what's the game called again?
It's in Japanese, Shin Megami Tensei.
Okay. Shin Megami Tensei, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're interested in that style game, chat. Steam.
Yeah, RPG. It's really hard. Like if you're not it takes a while to like learn the gameplay, and you'll probably die a lot if you don't know what you're doing. I did. I actually died on the tutorial level where they're teaching you about it.
You call
Nice.
yourself a yav.
Yeah.
Why? We'll just put you in story mode. Maybe you'll win at that time.
Yeah.
Strax, any remasters you could think of?
I mean, the big one that jumps to my mind was Ark. I'll tell you what wanted me to play Ark. Okay, it was the soundtrack by itself. It's an amazing soundtrack. When you hear it, you're like, "Oh, sweet, let's try this. I can do something with games." And then they remastered it, right? My thing is if an old game had issues, why would we add a new game, right? And that new game have worse things, and then you keep the crappy things from the old game that you remastered. So if you're gonna remaster it, I would get rid of the bad things, like the tether that they implemented, so people had to buy this stuff, and it ticked off the entire community, and just make it better. But I ran that game for like 5 minutes. It crashed within 30 seconds. I ran it a little longer. Within like the first 20 minutes, crashed again. And I was like, no. My PC specs are okay. They're good enough to run something like that. That was disappointing to me.
It was like blatant. That was a blatant giving your money, but I think it 100% backlash because a lot of people did that same thing because it was so broken. All it was updated graphics. Same game, literally. Updated graphics. That's all that.
But with worse things. Yeah. And it was like, I wanted to get into the series, and actually try it. But what makes games fun, I think, is the ability to play with your friends, to stop and actually enjoy your time with your friends, to bring people together and do that. And what Ark did was it's like, oh yeah, you can do that, but you got to pay money to get our server to do this and that. Like, no, man.
Yeah.
For years, we've been playing this. If you want new people in that, you gotta get rid of the things that are tethering people back.
Yeah, like me and Zather.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever we first played that game, it's like, oh, we couldn't play. We were playing it for a little bit, but then we're like, man, we really want to be able to like just explore this whole game, and we couldn't until somebody bought the game again and made that a dedicated server on that console because we were playing on PlayStation at that time, and it was just like, it was awesome because like, okay, we finally were able to play, but it sucked because you couldn't actually play the full game. Like, you couldn't go, like, somebody's just constantly focusing on the base as you're trying to go back and focus on the actual pushing the story forward or trying to get all the bosses, trying to fight all the bosses and whatnot. Well, you couldn't do that because if you were playing with the tether, you were stuck in one little area. You couldn't move as far, or that person would have to move with you, so you're stuck with it. And you're thinking once they come out with this remake,
they'll get rid of it.
They would get rid of that thing. No, they didn't. They decided to keep it in here because they knew that people were going to try to go and buy it. That's just a blatant cash grab right there, and it's terrible. And
they'd have made a lot more money not doing that.
Yep. Just like making Battlefront all cross-platform and whatnot. They did it with other games. Like, I get they already have their multiplayers. Like Dead Island, I think, had a remaster.
Yeah.
Dead Island remastered for PS4. I don't know if it remastered itself again for PS5, which that was also... Dead Island 2 is now on Steam.
Nice.
It only took them what? When did that come out? IQU? Dead Island 2?
Oh shit, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Like 10 years ago?
Development hell for the longest time.
Oh yeah, that thing was in development hell since 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever that first trailer dropped, I think that was in 2017 or something like that. And then it just went, it's gone. Then we got remasters. There we go. We got our remasters for the originals, but no Dead Island 2. That was because of the whole fallout from, what was it, Deep Silver and whatnot, I think is what it was. There was a whole falling out there, but I'm not getting into that because that just goes further down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
So we have a newcomer to the discussion. We got Corinthian Abacus.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello. So we saw in the chat that you said Dead Space.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
The original was pretty much a 10 out of 10, but the remake, they took a couple things from the sequel and they incorporated it into the first one, but it's pretty much also a 10 out of 10. So
kind of like they did when they did the first two Tony Hawk Pro Skaters. They added like all the like the tricks, like manual reverts, and they just added it to like the first two games. Kind of
like
a
couple gameplay sections people complained about they redid to make them less like they were just annoying.
Yeah.
And stuff, and so it's pretty much probably the best survival horror game now that you can do.
Yeah.
So maybe versus Resident Evil 4. That's the other contender.
Yeah. Like I heard Resident Evil 4 really is popping off. Really. Like, a lot of people were enjoying Resident Evil 4. You think they're gonna remaster Resident Evil 5?
Well, I know we've been playing it.
Isn't there a couple other ones that came out before?
They're talking about Code Veronica.
Yeah, that's what there
needs to be.
Yeah. Where's what was that Resident Evil that came out on PS2? It was Files or whatever, the File ones?
Outbreak. That was their multiplayer one where you could like take control of like the survivors during like when Raccoon City was getting hit by the virus.
Yeah, they had like what? 2 of those. That's something I wonder if they're going to.
I think there's a couple. Yeah, I remember playing the first Outbreak with my cousin back in the day. Like you could have like multiple people. I forget how many players you could have in a single game, but that was interesting. I just have like vague like memories of it. I don't think we ever like got through the whole campaign.
Oh yeah, I remember playing. I never got through it. I remember the zoo map in there.
Yes, they did have like an undead like zombie elephant. I do remember that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think
you know, a game I would consider being remastered every year.
Every year.
Call of Duty.
No. Well, yeah, but no. Madden.
All the sports games.
All the sports games, specifically Madden.
Yeah.
Madden is literally the same game every year, except for minor changes.
Well, what if they?
That is a remaster.
Now, what if they just remaster the '94 one and actually bring it back to the '94 style of play, where it was just over the head?
Now that's a true remaster.
That would
but
be a true remaster right there. But no, this is. I 100% agree with you. With Madden, it's been nothing but a remaster after remaster, just an updated.
It's the same game.
Yeah,
it's the same game.
Yeah, just an updated.
And graphics get slightly better every year. It's a remaster. It is. I mean, different mechanics, yeah, but they just like to slap on a different year. It's like, all right, this is good. And here's Madden 24. Oh, look, Madden 25, same damn game.
Hey, as long as it's making them money, though, right?
I know.
Well, yeah,
that's
people, I tell you what,
right there.
I tell you what, people keep buying it, and I'm one of them.
So I don't complain about this game, but I'm not getting it anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it anyways. Yep. So, did I cover everybody for any the remaster games? Did I go through everybody here for remasters?
You know what they should remaster?
Oh,
Dead Rising.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, because it was
better graphics.
Yeah, that was better graphics. Was that co-op in the first one? I think it was in co-op till the second one. I can't remember.
Yeah,
co-op the second one. I actually have both of those. I have both those games on PS4.
Yeah, like that would be a badass because that was fun though going through there and make it less clunky too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember playing. I think that I played it with you. I kill you, didn't I? I remember playing with you a lot during that one because you had to run back and forth to get in the second one. the same exact thing over and over again. You ran back. All right, we got to go get the medicine for our daughter. Let's go back and forth. Yeah. Oh, somebody needed our help. Okay, but like a remaster for that game though would be fun. It was still fun. It was, you just kind of went back and forth, and then you just went ham on the dead. That'd be a cool one.
How many Dead Risings were there? Wasn't there like 3 or 4?
I think it was only 3.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe 4.
3, and then some like DLCs or like some spinoffs and stuff, because they had one where I think the DLC was where you could play as Frank in the second one.
I'll tell you what, they had pretty creative villains in those.
Oh yeah, you had the chef,
like that big fat lady that ate a whole bunch of food, and she kills a guy because he wanted some. I forget. I think he wanted some. I can't remember.
Yeah, was it the chef guy?
Yeah.
Chef guy like threw a knife or whatever at you. You had to like run around a freaking oven.
Who was the villain where you had to run around in a grocery store? Like it was just a mart inside the mall.
I know. I just can't think about it. Was it the wedding people that had the big heads?
Maybe. Can't remember.
Well, we know if they remaster them.
Yeah. Get on it. Remaster it. If you're hearing this.
Yeah. Better graphics.
Yeah.
Like Cult Seki was a lot of fun.
What's that? Called Seki?
But I'm referring to the same game. Like they had that little cult sect in there with
yeah.
And you could like fight them and stuff, and then they had the clown. I remember they had quite a few different villains in there.
They had a good amount, good array. Yeah, the first one you could unlock the Mega Man suit. You could have the full-on Mega Man suit. I did that, and like there were certain times. That's back whenever I used to do achievement hunting, but I don't do it. I don't do it anymore. I don't have patience or anything for that. So yeah. So let's go from remasters. Does anybody have any points they want to kind of roll off of, like just in games in general?
Not really, but tell you the truth, you know how we like that Bigfoot game. I wish they would make an actual adventure survival game other than what they have there, and attack Bigfoot. I've been actually watching a lot of Bigfoot videos, and that creature's just been on my mind a lot. I want to go Bigfoot hunting. It'd be fun.
Yeah, Bigfoot. So there, this is perfect. Indie games. Like you have these small indie games that have come out on Steam, like Bigfoot. I know it's starting to spread more, but whenever it first came out, it was just you didn't really know much about it. Same with Lunch Lady, stuff like that. Like we could go with indie games here too. Like any like indie games that were like real. It was like a cheaper price and not the best of game, but it wasn't the best of graphics or much to it, but it's like surpassed any of these AAA games that have been out that they didn't really have to push too much money out on. Anybody think of any indie games that they've played or can't wait for?
I've been playing a lot of a game called Nightmare Reaper. Kind of like a throwback to like the old like 16-bit systems. It's on Steam if anybody wants to check it out. But it's a first-person shooter. You play like it's like a mental asylum patient who's like trying to break out, but you have to like relive these nightmares. But the nightmares are you just like going around killing all these monsters and like picking up like new weapons. At the end of the level, you have to trade in all of your guns except one. So you can what is it? I believe you get that money and spend it on better weapons, but it's just like a fun game.
Yeah,
it's like not too like complicated or anything, but again, it's like a throwback to old systems, those old like shooters.
Okay, like
all the
Sun,
Doom
stuff like
clones,
that.
stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, no, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Quake and stuff like that.
Hey, Strax.
Yep.
What was that horror game that you were checking out demo wise? Was that Alien Invasion one?
Oh, they are here.
Is that out yet?
So it's supposed to release sometime this year, but they keep kind of pushing it back. But right now, I'm on the little demo list for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
So you'd be
That's
like one of
something.
the first people to play it then.
But we have it, and I have the two things that they did. They released 2 demos, and the demos that they released are amazing. So I'm looking forward to the actual gameplay itself. Let's see what comes with it, but it's definitely horrifying.
Okay.
Yeah, survival horror is amazing. I think that's how the original Forest got its start. It was an indie game.
Yeah. Did you see the knockoffs of that?
Oh yeah, I've seen them. They're just not the same though.
Oh yeah, it's literally that game, but they just kind of tried to put their own little spin on it. It's like they took the I guess graphics or whatever, the actual style of it, and just made it like some weird. It was just. I remember looking at it like, this is literally the Forest. But they call it, I think it was like called the Island or something. I can't remember.
Yeah,
like,
a lot of people think.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, hey, there's money here. Let's go ahead and do it. But it's like, you know, I really like indie games these days. I think it's great to give people an opportunity to develop something unique, and you kind of put themselves out there. And you see some really good artists. Like there was a Jurassic Park demo that was going for a bit, where you can have like the T-Rex escape, and then they also had the Raptor Kitchen and stuff. All really cool stuff. And now like the fan base actually has developers creating a Jurassic Park game to come out, a horror version of it, which would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, Survivor.
So, yeah, I think it is Survivor. And that's what I mean. These indie games kind of like they produce steam for types of games, and then developers can draw from these pools and start to create bigger and better things. But yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Wow. Definitely easier for people to do that these days.
Any indie game you can think of there, I kill you?
Not off the top of my head, I'd look at my list.
Oh yeah, like Phasma was there. That was an indie game at first.
It was.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Like that was it just started off, and then of course you had other people like go off of that. But here's the thing, though, I don't know 100% sure if that was the first ever game that actually tried the whole ghost hunting aspect like that. Like it's, I know there's other games on there. There's Paranormal Hunters or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but they had different ones that were like that. Like there's one that you can actually have the Ghostbusters plasma beam thing as one of your weapons or whatever to take down the ghost. Literally
Paranormal Investigator.
Yeah. There was one where like Phasmophobia never made like where you go in and you actually have perform an exorcism in the ghost to kind of just get rid of the ghost completely. It just went, you were in there, you found out what it was, and then left. And the other team was supposed to come in. Well, there were games that played off of that because they saw, okay, other people were really wanting this. And I can't remember which one that one was, but they actually had a game that came out after that where you can actually go in and perform to get rid of it. We played it recently, an indie game. What was that? Devour? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Devour.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad game. It definitely was under the radar for a little bit because I think that was a game where we were trying, like me and Kat and Karthik were kind of scrolling through to find something to stream, and like, I think you came across that one. You're like, hey, check this Devour game. I'm like, oh, we can play that because I'm like, I want to have a Halloween stream, so let's do it. So we started playing Devour, and we're still stuck on that last one. We still got to finish it, but that was one of those games.
Nightmare.
Oh yeah, that last one
was tough.
Yeah, we're in the what was it, the butcher's area or whatever in that.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's
another, no.
Yeah, that's another game. That's another one of those games that were just indie, super fun.
I think I have another one that I guess is an indie game. I don't know. I feel like the term indie game is like really broad, but
it is.
If anybody played Disco Elysium, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Elysium. It's kind of like I guess best way to describe it is like the detective RPG.
Mhm.
You're not like really fighting anybody, but you're like trying to solve like a murder, and just like the whole like plot and like the art style is really interesting. So I mean, if that sounds like someone's type of game, definitely check it out. I think it was made by a team over in like Estonia. I think the guy who made it first wrote a book, but the book didn't do good, so he was just like, "Screw it, I'm gonna make a video game."
Good.
Yeah, but it's a really interesting concept if anybody wants to check it out. Definitely RPG if you're into role playing games.
So here's an indie game before I get over to asking Corinthian Abacus on there's an indie game that recently came out for YouTube gaming channel that I watch. They just came out with a game. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's called Hot Dog Runner. And
this is my friend Simon, and the only thing he
Neebs Gaming actually they made this. So if you're familiar with Neebs Gaming, I'm actually going to be going out to their live show in North Carolina in August. But they made a game where it's called Hot Dog Runner, and the whole objective is for you just to go and collect hot dogs in your run. It's kind of like that Temple Run or whatever style game.
Is it kind of like that Pepsi Man game?
Yeah.
Is it kind of like that? You're like running, you have to like collect stuff, but the stuff you're collecting is hot dogs.
Yeah, it's called Hot Dog Runner. It's on Steam. I don't know if they put it on anything else, but that's like normal YouTuber, just like normal YouTubers just making a game.
Yeah.
But let's get to Corinthian Abacus. What any indie games that stick out for you?
There's I think it's in early access still. So this is like an RTS called Diplomacy is Not an Option.
Diplomacy is not an option.
Just saw it.
I think it just basically just has like a demo out last time I checked, but it was pretty fun. It's like a castle building sim.
Okay.
And stuff like that, medieval style.
So I'm seeing. Okay, I see what you're talking about here.
Yeah, it's like real blocky, cartoony graphics.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah, no, I see what you're talking about here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's got very positive reviews and stuff on it. Oh wow, that's cool. So they like tower defense style. Wow. Okay, yeah. So keep going with that. Anything else that you have to say on that?
There's the one game that you're playing, Corinthius. It was like you're a beaver and you had to like build a town.
Oh, it's I played it recently. Let me look it up.
On my wish list, but I never ended up getting it for some reason.
Oh, where is it? It's like a Sim City, except it's post-apocalyptic, and only the beavers survived.
Beavers have to rebuild society.
Now,
so you're.
Is it Canadian beavers or American beavers?
There is a difference.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Beavers.
But no, that's cool. Like it's seeing those small things. Like it's like that goat simulator game. What the heck is that?
I've watched gameplay on it, but I never actually played it before.
I got it.
It might be the best game ever made.
Yeah, it was free. I think it was free for like everything for a little bit there.
Yeah, I found it's a Timberborn.
That's it. Yeah.
Timberborn. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a Sim City, but except with beavers.
Huh.
So it's interesting.
Not Canadian or American, just beavers.
Oh, I guess it's the end of the world, so all nations are dissolved. So I guess they don't
I mean,
affiliate with one
there's Emily
nation.
Beaver, Rob.
I don't know. Are they fighting for a particular nation? Corinthians?
No, they're just trying to survive.
Yeah.
They're fighting droughts and floods.
So you could say like they're like communist beavers, maybe.
Pretty much.
Oh wow. So like it's just you see all those small style games that are just these funny creative because they see okay like I'm tired of these AAA games coming out with these pay to win games. Let's just bring out these games that don't even have like the best of graphics. So let's go with a really bad indie style game. And Strax, I know you know which one I'm about to go to. This game was like it looked cool, but then it turned out to be a hard survival game. This game is called Subsistence.
We don't talk about that game.
Let's just say they made this game too hard. So you know how you're the player can level up, get all these cool perks and whatnot. You don't get that in this game. the AI, the NPCs get those perks. They can level up. They get better. Meanwhile, you're sitting there at level 1 doing nothing. You can't level up. So you're sitting there trying to build this, but like you have to build yourself like these bases and stuff and get a whole bunch of resources to do it, but it takes you hours to do this thing. That is
and the first thing I see on their Steam page is items available to purchase for this game.
Yes, those are the updates. These are the
so
updates.
That's how you level up. You got buy this stuff.
Yes, the updates for they literally updated this game for you. Like you had, you could have a cool little camo on your weapons and whatnot. You can have cool. What was the other one? Strax. There was one leopard print. Like you can have leopard print walls or something like that. It's like, why do I want that? I want to be better in this game. I don't want it to be like an hour into playing this game. You're still nowhere. You're on day 1. You get your
3 hours in. We got a floor and a wall up.
You get your butt handed to you by a bear and a wolf. They pick on you. And then if you build a little base construction unit thing, then hunters are activated. There's hunters going around shooting at you and sabotaging your entire base. And holy crap, did that game repeatedly just straight to the moon.
I understand that, but I also, like you said, it was needlessly difficult.
Yes.
I can see somebody else saying maybe it's not needlessly. Maybe they're just trying to make it as realistic as possible.
It's hyper realistic because let's just say me and Zather, we were in this tower trying to take out a mountain lion because I'm probably going to say this wrong. I know I did because I remember hearing it before. And Sinew, Sinew. You can only get it from the mountain lions in there. And me and him really sat there. I had a rifle with probably 10, 15 rounds in it. He had a shotgun and a pistol and a bow. Literally ran out of ammo on all of his stuff. Every hit on this mountain lion still didn't kill this mountain lion.
And it got stronger when it killed you.
Yeah, and it got stronger. It leveled up. So much anger there. So
if you're a glutton for punishment, play that game.
If you're a glutton for punishment, or if you're one of those that like a challenge, that game is 100%.
Challenge.
That's what I'm seeing from the reviews too. Again, I haven't played this game yet, but I'm seeing like if
you haven't.
This game challenges you. There's like a steep learning curve.
I'm gonna have to. Might have to gift it to you.
Yeah,
I
definitely try it. Yeah, I'm curious now.
It is evil, but
there's something fun you could probably do. Just react to him playing it.
No, I will literally play that. I will stream that just to show everybody. I have it. I didn't return it because whenever I first played it, I was playing it on my own. I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. I'm just taking my time building this little base up next to my little water area. Not only that, by the way, you have to worry about being cold. You have to worry about being hungry, thirsty.
We've never gotten into the caves. Now that I think about it, there's actually caves in this game. We've never gotten into them.
No. And if we can, well, if there's any way that we can get Zather to play this game with us too.
He won't.
No, he refuses. He deleted that game. That was like a deleted, never want to touch it again. It didn't exist style game. I'm still like, every time, hey, well, let's try to play this thing. I'm like, it was fun when I first started. Then we're like, you don't play this game, you die profusely. But it doesn't help too. I'm impatient. You know, you've seen how I've played games, chat. Like I am one of those people. I'm extremely impatient whenever it comes. I'm sitting here. I'm like, all right, my overconfidence is going to be my downfall. But screw this. I'm going to go up and go after that freaking bear and kick his ass.
And 2 seconds later, you're mauled on the ground and dead.
Yeah. And you're stuck with either a little rifle or a little pistol or a little bow or a little shotgun. In order to upgrade to better stuff, you literally have to grind in that game for hours.
And hours.
The only challenge that I would give in that game for all of us to do this, I would gift that to everyone, because I think that game's like a 8 to 12 player. Like, see, here's the thing: we're talking about how crappy this game is, and we want to play it for some reason. So there is something that always wants to bring us back, where we think that we're gonna do a lot better in this game. So they did do that right. How you want to go back to a game, like an indie game, how you make it go back is like, this game's extremely hard. There's no way anybody can beat this game. Well, guess what? We're gonna figure it out. Ooh, who do we have?
You're just like I got beat this. This game cannot beat me.
Yeah. So let's see here. We went with Corinthian. We went with Kata.
I think we got a newcomer.
Yeah, we do. Newcomer, Tim. So this is gonna be very confusing. Hello, Tim. How are you today? You are live.
This is cool. What's going on here?
Not much. Not much. We're discussing games again. We just got done discussing a game that completely wrecks us in every aspect.
I might play it right now.
You probably will. It's hard.
I feel like flying.
Yeah. So, Tim, do you have any indie games that you've played on PC? Any like
indie games, like
just indie developers, just like these newcomer developers that came out with a game that you really like?
I'm a little ignorant in the situation.
So, yeah, you're newer to PC gaming, right?
Yeah, like those Among Us count.
Yeah, Among Us counts, because that was really
Although Among Us is alright. It was fun for a little bit, but I really just like the YouTube videos more than anything.
Yeah.
And then I like following people on it. But
YouTube
let's see.
Gives those indie games like that. YouTube gives those indie games like that just some really.
What's another? Let's see.
Like Phasmophobia is one.
Okay, we could put Phasmophobia in there.
Yeah, Phasmophobia was one that started off. Bigfoot, Lunch Lady. Like, you know what? Here, like, I think you've seen us play this a few times, Tim. It's called Lunch Lady, where you're literally going to steal final papers. Well, and
I kind of like. I don't have it, but I want to play Bigfoot.
Yeah. Oh, Bigfoot's a fun one.
Yeah.
Like now Bigfoot. Yeah, that's a good indie style game too, because that one it has where you can play as not only the survivor or the I guess the Bigfoot hunters. You can also play as Bigfoot too.
You can destroy as Bigfoot.
Yeah, you can destroy Bigfoot OP, especially whenever you got a player playing as him. You got to really because the computer that plays as Bigfoot likes to just kind of go by day and night, but as a player they just attack you all the time. I got killed multiple times because Strax wouldn't back down from us.
No mercy.
No mercy.
Yeah,
he can't let it get out there. Bigfoot's real.
Yeah.
It's called Get Good, brah.
He's got image to protect.
Yeah. We need to keep this a myth.
Yeah,
He's the world's best hide and seek player.
Like I kill you. You played Bigfoot with us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like that time we played it was just like we just got massacred by a Strax. I'm pretty sure was.
That was so fun.
You survived for a good while though. I kill you survived
Yeah.
for a good while.
You survived.
A little bit. I was last one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and then
didn't make it too far.
Yeah, and then you jumped off the edge or whatever. Like, oh no, I keep falling. Oh no, I keep falling. Because it's like, okay, we can't really do
No,
it.
that was Catacomb.
Oh yeah, that was me. Yeah, I could not find I kill you. He was the last one alive. I'm like, where is he?
He's like,
my Bigfoot senses can't pick him up.
I kill you as the master of hide and go seek.
Yeah, he just split off from you. He's like, I'm not dying with these fools.
Yeah, these guys are idiots. I'm gonna go on my own way. They're gonna get it.
He took his own life.
Yeah, like I am in control of my own life,
the
not
forest?
you, Bigfoot. Yeah, the forest. Yeah. Oh, this.
Then the forest. I don't know about Sons of the Forest.
Yeah. So,
Sons of the Forest is my favorite game. I think if it comes to that.
Yeah.
If that, because I know the first game's an indie game, but I don't know if like they became so popular that the second game's not. But unless that's still an indie game. But then this Sons of the Forest is my favorite indie game. Then.
Like Strax, you're an expert with Sons of the Forest and the Forest.
Really?
Yeah, give us some deets of the development with that one,
huh? So I started playing that. It was actually recommended by a friend, Jason, way back. And whenever I got into that game, when I first played it, it was absolutely fascinating because it evolved into what it is today, starting as, okay, well, you're on this island. There's these cannibals that are trying to get you or whatever. But there was like a limit to the number that was on there. And then eventually they just made it unlimited. But I remember at the very, very start just wondering what's going on this island, and that I thought it was absolutely fascinating. You could build whatever you kind of wanted with the resources that you had, and you had to survive, and we didn't know what was going on with the story, and we had to guess. And I saw it kind of evolve into what it is, and I remember being absolutely terrified to go into the caves. I wouldn't do that at all because I was like, yeah, no, I ain't doing this. And then eventually, you play something so much, it just, what's the word? It becomes easier. I don't know what else to say with that. But yeah, finally go into the caves and stuff and see what it became. It was incredible. Absolutely incredible to see it grow. Then I went off to boot camp and couldn't really see it for a while. Came back, saw Vladdy playing it. And that's how I kind of got into that game.
Oh yeah, like I remember you played it. You streamed it a few times too, didn't you?
Yeah, I've streamed a few episodes. I know everything about the first one. I could survive on that one for days. Second one, it's just unbelievably big, and they really went deep with the Unreal Engine. And the game itself looks beautiful. It took it some time to get off its feet because they early released, so they didn't have the full game drop. But now that the full game drop is out, I'm actually very impressed with where they went with it. Just to me, I think the newer one is just unbelievably big. It's so big that it's almost overwhelming to play because you're like, okay, what do I do now? Where do I go? What do I do?
Yeah.
Just so much to do. That was pretty good.
Yeah. I remember the first time I played that with you, and you were explaining it. You were explaining it, and I'm like, wait, there's these mutant things that come after us? What? And I just remember getting killed, and I'm like, I used to think, oh, I'm just gonna go up to these guys. What are they gonna do?
Now, what they did with the AI in the original one was insane, because there was a point where actually, if you didn't really touch them or hurt them, they didn't touch you. And then later they changed it because I guess people were complaining they wanted there to be more violence. So they're well, fine, attack them. But the AI is actually really smart. Sometimes it'll sit back and just observe you to creep you out more, the way they designed it, and then they'll just like dart off or whatever. Or in the middle of the night, you'll just randomly get attacked. That's what made it interesting.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. I've seen that.
Yeah, I think it's great. What they're doing with the AI use in games is really cool. Yeah. I'd like to see that more type of developmental interaction with AI, as opposed to, okay, well, the AI is just going to attack you whenever it sees you, blah blah blah. Like, being able to play with how the AI reacts to you and stuff is fascinating to me.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is like that is incredible, and that's for just a small company that wasn't really highly well known at that point. And whenever that game came out, it just made it revolutionized the way some of the aspects, like with AI and stuff, being able to watch what you're doing, going in, and actually knowing your base and trying to get to your base, knowing your weak points and whatnot. That's crazy what they can do. I don't know how the AI because it's Green Hell.
Oh, Green Hell.
Yeah, that's one that I do want to eventually play again, but it's extremely hard because it is realistic. You have to deal with parasites. You have to deal with if you drink the wrong waters and whatnot, it can really affect you hard. It deals with your psyche. What's it? You like literally if you say you go and you eat one of the tribes people, you start going psycho, and you'll start seeing them attack you and stuff. And like, this is how realistic this game. You have to keep an eye on all your calories and whatnot, and you just make sure you're eating the right stuff. It is crazy how realistic.
I'm not doing that in real life, yavas, so I don't know how to do that in a video game.
Yeah, no, I would never do that in real life, of course. But yeah, it's like
calories. Oh, that.
No, they literally get like
calories.
you get a little watch, and you're like you have to look at it to make sure everything's good on you. Yeah. You literally monitor yourself in that game. It's not a bad game. It's just hard. It's not as hard as
67% off on Steam.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Strax started playing it, but I think we need to just go into it new.
I think they just updated it too.
Yeah, they did. They just updated it.
Yeah, it's like the devs are doing a live stream something right now.
Oh yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Let's go with some of these games that were kind of the aspects on how these AAA games are kind of going. I don't know. Did I go through? I don't know. Spaghetti. Any indie games before we get ready to?
None that I can really think of.
Okay. Yeah, because we already talked about Bigfoot. We already talked about like Lunch Lady and stuff.
Yeah, you already got the basics.
Yeah, we pretty much got.
There's just so many like games I can point out.
Dead by Daylight was one, wasn't it?
I think it might have been. It would be. No, I think originally they started out doing mobile games.
Okay.
I think that's how it started out, but they were still an indie style company whenever that first came out because they wanted it. Their whole objective was to try to release as fast as they could before Friday the 13th came out, but they still wanted to get it working, so they took a little bit too long, and I think Friday the 13th came out, and that's whenever we kind of got into what we talked about in the last stream, that they whenever they created Friday the 13th, Friday the 13th rushed itself out so it can beat Dead by Daylight. So Dead by Daylight couldn't use Jason Voorhees as one of their killers.
Say, don't they have that? So he's not in Dead by Daylight.
He's not, but they pretty much have a carbon copy of it, which is the Trapper. It's a carbon copy.
It'd be cool though. I'd probably start playing if Jason's in it.
Oh yeah.
I love Jason. He's my favorite.
They added Chucky to it.
Dang.
Yeah, Chucky's.
That'd be an ultimate. Like if they put Jason in there, that'd be like an ultimate horror game.
Yeah. Ghostface is in there. Leatherface.
Slasher game. Really.
Yeah, Leatherface is in there.
They got Pinhead in there.
Yep. Pinhead's in there.
Let's see.
The Demogorgon.
Oh my gosh.
Alien.
Dang, they got the Predator in there?
Not yet.
Freddy.
But I can see it. Freddy's in there.
Michael Myers.
I wish they could make a mode where it's like you could be villain versus or the killer versus killers.
Yes. Yes. See, indie people, they have these ideas. Let's just make it a killer versus killer because half the time the killer's either OP or
no. I want a horror flick game that's like Mortal Kombat.
Okay. They had something like that. There is kind of something that's on the aspect of it. What was it called? Slasher.
Yeah, like back in the day. But I mean, like new, like.
Yeah, newer. Yeah. I can't remember what it was called, but they
I think
had.
Tekken or one of those had like horror like characters in it. I'm pretty sure.
Mortal
like,
Kombat did. They put Jason in it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mortal
Well,
Kombat.
yeah, that was like, but I want him in again. I
You-
wanted like.
You want like a all out battle royale with the not like with these killers, like known killers, like they're literally going at each other. Like it's literally
Like
side by
Ted
side.
Bundy versus Dahmer.
No, those are real. Those are real ones. Okay, kept to the
No,
real
no.
ones. Okay.
We don't do the real one.
No, we just got to do.
Yeah, you don't put them in there
Yeah, you have Freddy, like.
because you can just kill them in the game. Put the real killers in there.
Yeah, that's just some of the that's just some of the indie games we kind of go through and stuff, and like how a lot of the indie games have done a lot better than what these AAA games are putting out because they know, screw it, like Power World. That was done. It was done by they developed mobile games too, but it was pretty much done individually. They did their own thing, but they really tried because they've been getting hit a lot. Because like Pokemon and stuff are trying to hit them, from what I understand, because they're trying to find something to pretty much sue them over because it's literally Pokemon with guns. So yeah, those are pretty much what we're gonna cover with the indie style games. So let's kind of go on the route with kind of these high AAA games and kind of how these are coming out, but they're just not working as well as they used to. But they're just pretty much throwing it out for money now. Like you have how many Call of Duties that came out in 1 year? How many of these and whatnot? You have Maddens and stuff. And
thinking like I'm not like agreeing with how these big game companies are making games, but why reinvent the wheel if what you're putting out is working, if people are buying it, why would you change anything? I mean, it's not good for us, like the consumer, but if their business model is working, I don't see why they would do it. That's why, like, it's us as the consumer has to like stop buying these games if we don't agree like with what these companies are putting out.
Yeah, one second. Hey, Timber, you got a lot of background noise. Temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Sorry.
We good now.
Sorry, I'm outside. I'm waiting for food to get. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah. It seems like it's quieted off, but
yeah.
Go ahead there, Kata.
I
was
talking about something.
What was the question?
Yeah, say why would these big game companies change their business model if players, the consumers, are just to buy it every year?
Yeah, you're just.
That's how they survive for so long.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true.
It's like you got like Call of Duty. Like that's one of the big.
Yeah, they're not going to change because no one's going to stop buying. They're just going to keep giving in.
Oh yeah.
To the like this Star Wars Outlaw game. Like I'm not going to get it, but I know a bunch of people are going to get it anyway because it's Star Wars.
Yeah, and they're going to have a lot of those. So Ubisoft is creating a Star Wars game. Well, they've created it. It's just going to be releasing. But there's apparently a bunch of microtransactions that are going to happen with it too. And this is
heck nah.
Yeah, and now this is being done by a big game company that is recently kind of went towards the aspect of as you buy these games, they're not actually your games. Because whenever you download these games or you buy these games for full price, you do not own these games, and to them they're going to be pushing that harder. So pretty much if you lose your you lose like say PlayStation Plus or something like that, or something off of Ubisoft that causes you lose that, you might not have access to your games, or like your games might, like if they take your game off of the store, it's not going to be there. It will not be accessible to you at all. And that's something
that happened to me with. Go ahead. That happened to me with Arkham Asylum. Actually, it was after you streamed one of your first videos, Yava. I was like, dang, I want to play Arkham Asylum again. So I go on my PS4. I'm like, I swear I bought this game. Where is it? And I don't know. I swear PlayStation took it away from me for some reason. Yeah. I swear I had access to it. I swear I played it a few months ago. And I don't have it anymore. I'd have to buy it again.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things that are happening right now. They're literally trying to push this stuff to where it's like, yeah, we get that you bought these games, but it's actually not your game. That's why a lot of you pretty soon you're going to see it to where whenever you go to a store like the electronics section, you're not going to see the games. The hard copies are going to be gone. It's going to be digitally done.
When we went to Best Buy,
I mean, it starts with movies.
Spaghetti Yeti pointed out that they're taking away all the DVD physical media in there.
Yeah.
They'll probably move on to video game physical media eventually. They'll eventually take that out of stores. I think it's happening to Target already.
Yeah, it's happening to Target, Best Buy.
How about that?
Oh, you're good.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but that's kind of like the state. That's the state of games nowadays. Like, they're literally like, yeah, we get that you love these games, but it's not your game to own anymore. So
I mean, are we really surprised? Look how we buy games on Steam, GOG. This is physical.
No, none of this is.
What happens if Steam or GOG? I think we talked about this in the last video, but what if they just suddenly go out of business? What happens to your games?
You lose an entire library. I think
They're
I have
gone.
like 50-some games on it.
Yeah.
You lose all those games, and that's what's
I'm not
so
saying
bad.
what happened.
Yeah. It's not like they're literally sitting there at the button like, you know what? I'm mad at these
I'm
people,
not
so
saying
this
that.
game's not yours anymore.
What are you talking about? They're listening to us right now on your cell phone.
I know Gabe Newell is like listening in on this conversation. Like, David, they're on to us.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
get them now.
But that's the thing.
Down.
Like, you're seeing this stuff. Yeah, you're seeing what's happening, and a lot of media lately. So it's like all the games that you're so used to back in the day. They were you had these hard physical copies and stuff that you could just set in there. You had an entire booklet filled with discs and stuff, and you're just going through your catalog of discs and you pulled them out, and there you go. That was your hard copy there. And now it is going towards digital, which that's another thing too, which kind of hits hard, is the whole fact that digital copies cost the same as what a physical copy does. And some of the people that I've talked to in the past are wondering why the hell are we buy these games? How are they the same price as a physical copy? Why, like, is there some way, are we going and paying for the cost of shipping to these? No, we're literally just downloading them here. But I guess you can argue too that they develop these games and put them on there, so it takes a lot to go into developing a game. But some people, it doesn't make sense. Why are you paying this much money for a digital copy as you would pay for a physical copy? So, but that's marketing. That's how it goes down. That's just nothing but marketing. But like, you got stuff like Call of Duty where it's just literally the same thing over and over again, like Madden and stuff. You got what, Last of Us and stuff. They were these big name companies, but then they just started not caring. They're just releasing them and not actually trying to really concentrate too much on like story wise and stuff. Like, you play some, like, even like, I can't say that it's just nowadays. It even happened back in the day too, where some people were just releasing games just to release them. Like, whenever what was it? I think some of the mercenary games had it where they just release it to release it. Any games that you could think of that were just released back in the day, just to release them?
Yeah.
It's like
Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Tomb Raider was just released. You can say, what was it? Was that for the Xbox or
what? Tomb Raider?
Yeah, or
PlayStation 2.
Yeah. So you're saying
They-
as soon as that one released, was that the Dark Angel?
Wait, which one?
Yeah, Dark Angel.
I was thinking the original Tomb Raider when you. But you're saying it was a later Tomb Raider game.
Yeah, They just started pulling them out. Yeah, it's like just getting them. You know, like making them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a money grabber.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Any games you can think of there? I kill you. Or just kind of released to release them.
Not off the top of my head right now.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Like any like.
Well, I get one game. Well, you and Strax actually played it recently. Is Colonial Marines. I feel that was released before it was actually finished.
Yes,
just to make a profit.
Yeah, because they wanted to do a whole explanation, which they ended up making a DLC was for the Stasis Interrupted, where it explained Hicks and everything in there and whatnot. We're gonna be playing that one soon. I'm hoping to get more people. I think we can have up to like 4 people in there. I'd like to get a good amount in there, but I just recently released a short, 2 shorts on there, and they're popping. I'm new to shorts, and it's popping. Any newcomers that are out there, thank you for joining in. Thank you for that kind of support. So, but yeah. Anyway, back to the discussion. That game, like, I think at the time, whenever it came out, yeah, definitely. I remember the flack that it got. That it was just it was too much like a Call of Duty style game, is what I think. I remember some of the complaints were it wasn't horror or anything. They wanted a horror aspect game, like they rushed it out. The AI in it is horrendous. Of course, you could see in the last short. Strax will care to elaborate on the last short with Alien Colonial Marines.
Oh, I had a blast with that. You used me as cannon fodder, yo. It was hilarious.
You used cannon fodder and the AI in there with O'Neill.
Oh, O'Neill's a special guy. He's a very special Marine. He likes purple crayons.
Grape crayons.
Yeah, grape. That's right. If you ask him like what's his favorite color, he will give you a flavor.
Yeah.
He might say cherry. He might,
Yep.
might say grape.
Yeah, I do have other shorts that I'm going to be working on. I was working on one, but I got to figure out how to actually access it because it's apparently in some kind of folder that I don't know that it even existed. But
that makes sense.
But yeah, that's one of those games that were very developmental, and I remember a lot of people were angry whenever that came out. Same with, I'm trying to think here. I want to say it was. I'm gonna go back to Mercenaries 2. Whenever that got released, wasn't a bad game, but they hurried up and released it for PS2.
Mm-hmm.
But they literally said that if you want to access these other maps or these vehicles or weapons or whatever, and you want to use it all the time, because the whole aspect of that game was to pretty much destroy cities and whatnot with the different military stuff that you could have. Well, they hurried up and pushed that one out, I remember. And I remember people complaining about it.
Yep.
So, but all in all, though, with the state of games and everything, and what it's kind of came to, I think it's right on where it was gonna be. Where a lot of us really. I don't know how much further they're gonna go, other than VR and stuff. But it was definitely a huge aspect in most people's lives that it just everybody has disappointments. Everybody has like those games that they just go to. So, but yeah, and the last stream we kind of mentioned like what everybody's kind of just favorite game is. Since I've already got Spaghetti, Strax, and Kata for the newcomers in this discussion, I will start from top to bottom of the Discord. So, Corinthian Abacus, right now, what is your favorite game?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Is this an all time for him or
like all time?
Yeah, we're gonna go all time. Like, what game just screams to you? Ever, like the game you think of whenever you first think of a game, really?
Probably the third Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah,
okay. I remember being Corinthians playing that back in the day. I think we'd like both take like 30-minute sessions on each. So we play. Okay, it's my turn to play. We play for 30 minutes. Then I go to Corinthians. Be like, okay, your turn to play. And I think that's how we beat one of them. I'm not sure if it was the third Ratchet or Clank or the first or second one, but I just remember. And that game was fun. You could like upgrade your weapons and armor, which was probably done like in the earlier games, but that was just like new to us when we were playing it for the first time.
Yeah, probably beat that game probably 10 times.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, then you could like when you beat the game, you could go back and like collect the golden weapons, I think.
Okay.
Or I think that was just on the first one.
Okay.
But more powerful version of
yeah,
the
once
weapon.
you upgrade them, you can buy the more powerful version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
No, that sounds good. I know, Spaghetti, you played Ratchet and Clank a lot.
I did. It's fun game. For sure.
Yeah. All right. So now we will go to you. I Kill You. What's your favorite game of all time?
I guess the one I played the most and beaten so many times is probably Dead Islands.
Oh yeah.
Probably both the beginning Dead Islands.
Yep, I was there with you too during those. We played the crap out of those.
Like even the most recent one is so of all time, probably that one. Although right now I'm playing Baldur's Gate 3, which has been absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, eventually I'm hoping that drops in price soon. If not, I'll probably end up picking it up eventually because I do want to play that game.
Yeah, this game's ridiculously fun.
Did you play the first two Baldur Gates?
I did not.
No, okay. I still need to beat the first one.
Yeah, I'll probably skip those two and just play the third one.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if there's some continuity with it or not, but I don't know if it's just a different thing because it is D&D.
Yeah,
so.
That's a good question. Is there continuity, or can you like jump right into the third one without knowing anything beforehand?
I jumped right into it, and I mean, it maybe, but the beginning cutscenes it basically tells its own story.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's at random, and you got dice rolls and stuff and everything in there. Yeah. It does the dice rolls for you. You're not literally like clicking a button that you have to roll. It just doesn't it have like a little prompt that shows your dice roll.
Yeah, you do have to click the button to roll, and then you can have like inspiration and stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, it's still incredibly frustrating sometimes. Just like normal D&D.
Yeah.
But
you definitely have to like pay attention to how you level up your characters.
Yes. because you can multi-class and do all types of crazy stuff, and it's just there's a lot. It's like Diablo, but like to me a little bit more on steroids.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I'll definitely
Like,
have
there's
to.
a lot.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to play. Isn't it like a multiplayer aspect to it?
Yeah, you can play up to 4 players, but I never hadn't done that yet, and I'm not sure how it works because it's like turn-based
Okay.
and it can be slow sometimes. I don't know. Never tried it. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, eventually we'll have to try it. Yeah, I'll see in like maybe the next month or two to see if it starts really picking itself up and just yeah, I'll have to definitely hop
Yeah.
into it. But okay, now let's go to Tim. I think you're the
Oh heck yeah! Oh
favorite
yeah!
game of all time.
My favorite of all time. This is hard. There's two I have in mind. One because like I'm a fan of wrestling and Star Wars, but I'm pretty sure I'm a fan of wrestling first. But my favorite of all time, because like I remember it was like the first wrestling game I ever played. SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
Ooh.
I loved it because you could fight the men and the women, and not just because of that, but you could have like a bunch of hardcore matches. You know, you could go to backstage brawls. The season modes were good. It was basically like story mode / career mode. But it was pretty great. GM mode was off the charts. I loved the GM mode. I get the. It was pretty tough. GM mode's actually pretty hard. I mean, like it's hard to win over these daggum wrestling fans. These freaking marks. Freaking fans. But no. It was a pretty fun game though. It's so good. So good.
That's cool.
And the runner-up is probably Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Oh yeah.
The Wii version, better because
Wii version. Did you say?
Yeah, because the Wii version has different stuff that you don't get in the upgraded version. Because in the Wii version, you can face Darth Desolus. You go to that Jedi Temple like 3 times in that game. And then for the PC or well, Xbox version / PS3 version, you go to the Jedi Temple once, and it's a DLC map.
Huh. Yeah.
The DLC game.
Yeah,
mode.
I think I can remember that one. Yeah, that was.
Don't get me wrong. That the PC version, or well, console version, I like the upgrade version, I guess we could call it. I do like that too. Don't get me wrong. That's freaking awesome because. I like it. I won't spoil it if no one's ever played it, but Force Unleashed is like I like all versions of Force Unleashed, I guess I could say, but the Wii version is probably my favorite just because when I was playing it, like I can go with the remote, like I can like wave my lightsaber with the remote, the Wii remote, or like when I'm using the Force, I could just like. I trying to remember if that's what you got to do when you had to pull the starship down or the Star Destroyer down.
Oh yeah.
I don't quite remember, but I know if that was a thing, I was very immersed in that game.
Oh yeah, I remember playing that whenever it came out, and I was just like, "This is crazy." Whenever you're sitting there trying to use the Force and you're back, they literally have you using the left. You're like, you feel like you're actually pulling that thing back. You're like, "Oh, come on, pull back!"
Get in there.
Yeah, that was a good.
And my wrist pop.
Yeah.
Dying.
So yeah, that was a definitely
pretty good.
Really good choices, all of you. Really good choices.
Yeah.
You guys, you guys definitely. A lot of you I've been gaming with for forever. Tim, you're the newest one. You're the newest member of the Yava friendship.
I am.
So
I am. But I give my life to you.
Oh yeah.
I love you.
Yeah, he does. I love you, Tim.
Yes.
No.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Ball Life.
Shut up, brother Tim.
He has a preference over one Tim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you were unfortunately you were not the first Tim in my life.
Unfortunately,
actually, I don't even know if you were the first Tim in my life.
Oh shoot!
If you think about it, Spaghetti. just sit there and think about it. Were you the first Tim in my life?
I was. Think about. Do you know any other Tim before me?
Strax, do we know any other Tims?
Maybe.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Didn't Mom have like a Tim or
Timmy the
something?
Tooth. I remember Timmy the Tooth.
Yeah, Timmy the Tooth. Yeah, Timmy the Tooth. wasn't the
We're
Toad
being
Tooth?
compared to a tooth, Timotheus.
That's right.
Oh dang!
Do it.
Yeah, I had a nickname for a kid when I was in daycare called Bailey Bite. I hit a block. I trouble.
Bailey bites.
Oh, by the way, we here at the Yava Trooper Corps do not condone violence. We do find it funny though.
No, I honestly though, I was like, I don't even know who that person is now. Like,
Yeah,
it's probably like normal human being. It's just like that's the only time I've known that person. It was just because I was a baby. They were a baby. So I don't know. I just know the name was Bailey, and I kept saying Bailey bite. Can't bite me. And then I hit him with a block.
yeah.
And that stopped. So.
Yeah. Earlier, Corinthian advocates in Cata were talking about how they would have 30-minute increments of playing games. That didn't go so well with the three of us. Now, did it, Strax and Spaghetti?
I didn't get any. I didn't even get any time. No, well, come on.
What are you talking about?
I had to sneak my time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was sneak.
That's right.
We only screwed up maybe one time a K. We only screwed up one time a K.
I mean, you could have played while like you and I were playing like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff because we played that crap for days.
Yeah, no, these were like the fun games that you would play, like the ones that we could save over and over, right? We couldn't play those ones.
Nope.
We couldn't.
We weren't allowed to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. What was that? What's that one? Yu-Gi-Oh.
Forbidden Memories.
Forbidden Memories.
That game was so freaking hard.
Yeah.
Akilio and I would spend hours just trying to get one card. We'd duel this Meadow Mage like 10,000 times just to get one Meteor Black Dragon. We would spend so many hours that we had lyrics to the songs that don't have lyrics to them, and they were all inappropriate, of course, but they were freaking hilarious. Like playing with different fusions and things like that. And then we created three-way duels. I remember that. A lot of fun.
Yeah, now would both of you switch back and forth during the campaign and just play each duel?
Yeah, we would just kind of go at it.
Yeah.
And when one of us got tired of clicking the X button, we could go on to the next one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So I kill you. What was your favorite memory with that one?
What, for Forbidden Memories?
Yeah.
I can't hear. Having to grind out the best card to actually beat I forget that guy's name. We couldn't even beat the Pharaoh.
Yeah.
The Nightmare guy, freaking High Sheen. There was like High Sheen and
yeah.
We had it starts you off with these cards with like 200 attack and stuff, and you have to try to fuse to get the twin-headed Thunder Dragon. I'm not kidding you when I say we fought that Meadow Mage probably 500-600 times just to get cards. We did.
Now, could you unlock the Ultimate Dragon in that?
We did.
Yeah.
Eventually we got it. That and the Blue Eyes.
That, and then you could have had an Exodia deck.
And what sucked is he and I didn't know until like halfway through all of this grind that you could actually clone the cards on memory cards. By you save one copy of your profile, then you save another copy of that profile on another memory card. Then you create another account on a third memory card, and you trade from one to that third party account back to your other account, and then you get a cloned card. And we had spent hours doing this. We're like, mother trucker, we could have absolutely just cloned this Meteor Black Dragon.
I can already picture I kill you doing the forehead.
And his patience, man.
Did you do the
Either they
4X slap I
scream.
kill
It
you?
was rough.
Did
It
you
was rough.
And we get like these really crappy cards, and then whenever it happens, like, oh, we finally got it, we'd freak out. Hours, man, nights playing that.
You remember the time of Casper, that Friends Across the World or whatever? That one where you can go across the world. That Casper game. You guys remember that one? Anybody? Bueller?
Yeah. Yes,
Vaguely.
I do.
Casper the Unfriendly Nightmare.
Now, this
vaguely.
That game I played a lot, and I just remember it being so, because you had to like get different ways. It was another one of those platforming games, which you all Yavas troopers know. I am the best platformer ever, hands down.
Yep.
I did not miss a few times, but
That's right.
I gotta play Half-Life again. But with this whole discussion, is there anybody that I missed from our last points before I go on with to close the show out? Did I miss?
Did I give you my favorite game? I don't think I did.
No, you did that last stream. This was to the newer.
Okay, gotcha.
Streams. Yeah, we already did ours. I think I had said Arkham, if I'm not mistaken.
I like turtles.
Turtles don't like me. They bite me.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear a turtle mate with a shoe?
Yes, and we don't need to experience it.
Yeah.
Which color shoe?
I can make the noise. A croc.
No, I've seen ones where it wasn't a croc.
What, did you
A
just
white
do a dad
croc.
Did you just do a dad joke?
That had like a feeling to a dad joke in it. Like, dude, a croc.
Did you?
I don't know if you did or not.
Spaghetti.
Maybe.
There's
possible.
There is one person here that can give us a dad joke.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Give us your best one there, Strax.
Yeah, come on, Dad.
Okay. I liked my dentist. But I'm giving you a dad joke.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I was wrong.
Yep. So I really like my dentist. He's like the greatest dentist ever, So one day I just decided I was going to give him a little plaque.
Yeah. Do you tell your offspring these jokes?
Yes, and they laugh. They
do.
hysterically laugh.
Yeah, until they're
They
older.
love my jokes.
Until they're older, and they're like, "Shut up."
Until they're teenagers.
No, all they'll know is to laugh. It'll be a memorized action. You will laugh at my jokes.
I want to thank all of you for joining in the discussions today. It was a fun stream. I had fun. Thank you to all that have stuck through the stream. Thank you for the future ones. Please like and subscribe. I am very happy by just what we've been kind of coming up here. We're really starting to hit some stuff with these shorts, because that's advertisement out there. As Spaghetti said earlier, it's advertisement right there. And Strax has been on point, finding clips and just sending them out. I've got more shorts coming. I got more shorts coming to everybody.
Oh yeah.
And yeah,
He's got shorts.
I got
Just
shorts.
don't fall out of your chair.
Spaghetti, I know where you live.
I know where you sleep.
Yeah. But yeah, we got more coming. It's fun. We're gonna start getting this going a lot better too. This is coming. Yeah, all this is gonna be coming along.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon the mess. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. There's Salem cleaning himself.
Salem,
like usual.
I know Salem enjoys our discussions.
Oh yeah, he's enjoying it right now. So far, he has not come and rubbed up against me. I moved my power cord, so there's no way that he's going to step on this time. It's possible.
You just watch yourself.
But yes, thank you everybody. Thank you to all the discussees here.
It was fun. You liked it.
Yeah, thank you all for joining in. This has been Yava's Corner, Say thank you to you all. Have a good weekend. I might be doing a Jurassic Park stream either tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I don't know yet. Probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. Because we will pass. I will. Hell or high water. Rockstar's anger. I will finish that stupid boat map.
How many more levels do you have?
Too many. Too many. I think I got like 5 or 6, but
yeah.
Yep. But closing out. Thank you everybody. Have a good night, good weekend, good rest of your life.